Just a pilot in his cockpit seated. Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated.
Alright, today I'm going to be installing these custom fog lights, front fog lights, and DRLs. The little halo fog light thing. So we'll see how this turns out. There's a little bit of wiring you have to do and stuff. I did contact the company and I got a little bit more details on the wiring, so I actually have some instructions and a diagram. Not that it's complicated, but I really didn't want to screw it up. So let's get started. There we go. First, here are the components, lights themselves, and I am going to go with the chrome ones, the silver ones, whatever you want to call it. These have the halo ring on them. Now, it does have it where you can hook it up to like an H11, a 9005, H8, but we're going to use the H11 because that's what the fog lights use on this car. So let me get everything else out of the way. Alright, here we go. So I think the first step is going to be to hook up these guys in the H11. So I think they have to go in. They probably only go one way. Yep, they do. That looks like it's in. And it has these little plugs to make it somewhat watertight. Looks like it'll work. So before I put the other side on, I'm probably just going to take this out and test it. Now this is going to be different for someone that has factory, like real fog lights. These are aftermarket. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link in the description. This car didn't come with fog lights. I added them in. So I'm just going to grab this and just test to make sure that it actually lights up like it's supposed to. And there's two wires for this, and these control the DRL. This side's supposed to go to just the battery, and then this goes to any part of the lighting system. And the idea is when you turn, I believe when you turn this on, so when this yellow wire gets power, it will turn off the DRL and turn on the lights, the fog light. Alright, so I'm going to hook this up to here. And I'm going to turn on the fog light and then touch these to the battery. And we'll see if that does it. Let me see if I got this backwards. Oh, I did. Okay, so this is the halo that's on, but it's not the actual fog light. Oh, the fog light's on now. Yeah, you really can't see this well whatsoever. Oh, okay, you probably saw it there when I was adjusting the exposure. Man, I gotta learn how to use these camera settings. The yellow wire will hook up to the lighting system, so when the headlights go on, I'll simulate the headlights going on. Boom, just turned them on. Fog, DRL goes off. Turn the headlights off. DRL goes on. So perfect. Let me turn the headlights on again and turn the fog light on. Fog light. Alright, we're in business. So I just took a few moments to figure out how to play with the exposure, and I figured it out. So you can see, I'll show you everything again. So there's the fog lights. I'll turn the fog lights off. So that's no fog light. And I will unhook this wire to turn on the DRL. And there's the DRL. Okay, just to show you the setup I got here, there's the yellow wire, and that's going to go to the light source. The red wire is just going to hook up to the battery. So this yellow wire you're going to hook up to your headlights, and when the headlights go on, this turns off the fog light and turns on the DRL. So the DRL can only work when the headlights are off. Now I'm going to start the process of actually wiring it. And really the only thing to do to wire these is just hook up these two wires. So one is just going to go, the yellow one just needs to go to somewhere in the lighting system. You can probably hook it up to the running lights, since anytime the running lights are on, that means the headlights could potentially be on and should be on. And the red wire will just go to the battery. So just a simple 2-wire installation. Here are my Winjet fog lights. Super cheap. I mean, like the whole thing is really cheap. But I mean, I was happy with them, so I'm not hating on them. These were like 60 bucks, and they came with the harness, the switch, everything. This was a great deal. So that light's gonna go in there, and all this wiring is gonna just shove up inside the car, along with the Winjet relay and all that other good stuff. Put this back, even though I'm not sure if I should, because I'm eager to not have to deal with this anymore. Okay, so now I pulled off the front part of the airbox, and I'm going to remove the entire airbox because I want to disable the factory DRL. Oh, fuck. Okay, and I can't find the nut that I just dropped, but I'll find it later. Took a little break, watched some Handmaid's Tale with my wife. That is a really good movie, so getting started again. I was getting annoyed, so I had to just take a break. Okay, got the wire ran just across. Later I'll go ahead and remove the front panel and tie it all down, make sure the wire doesn't end up hitting anything. So just like before, I'm going to test this one out first just to make sure it works. Okay, so I had the H11 harness hooked up backwards, so now it's correct, so now it's working. Let me make sure the fog light itself works. Alright, so the only thing I need to do now is wire it. And this kit does also come with a fuse link, so you don't have to worry about burning anything up. And on the fog light, it is the blue wire that is the positive, and the black that is the negative, which again can be assumed, but these are aftermarket, so didn't want to make any assumptions. So now all I'm going to do is use my posi tap to tap into these wires, and then we should be all set. So as you can see here, I got it tapped into this wire, and that just goes straight into the H11 harness for the fog light. So let's test this guy out. So we finally have success. So these are our DRLs. Now let me use that cool exposure mode that I figured out to show you what they look like. So here they are with the exposure turned way down. You can really see the halo It looks pretty damn cool. And let me turn on the fog lights. Adjust exposure just a little bit. So that's what they look like. They can't really say how bright they are because I can't isolate them. They're not super bright, but they're like more like fog lights should be. They light up the ground in front of you rather than like just providing auxiliary lighting, which now that I'll have brighter headlights is not nearly as much of a concern, because when I was running the other aux beams, it felt like I needed the fog lights just to, you know, add some more lighting because the car was just kind of dim at night. But now I don't feel like I need that. So these actually work pretty good and they look pretty good. There you go. See, it's a cool halo. It's pretty bright. I don't know how it'll look during the day, but it is pretty bright, I have to say. It's not dim. So if you're worried that you're going to lose your effect of your DRL and as far as visibility and people seeing you, don't worry about that, because they're plenty bright. Alrighty. And would you believe I still don't have reverse lights? The bulbs are still chilling right here. Yep, that was like 6 months ago and I still haven't hooked them up. And there's the DRL. So overall, I'm really happy with them. I think once we get them on during the day, I think they're going to look really slick. Alright, so it's the next day and got the fog lights installed. So let me just show you what they look like during the day. They actually look pretty good. So here it is. And I think it actually looks pretty good. Okay, I'm here at the park to show you what it looks like, so I can get some distance on it. So you guys have to tell me what you think. I'll show you with the lights off too, but here it is for now. You can really see the halo during the day. So there it is. You can see it even really far away. I think they look pretty good. So I'm interested to hear some thoughts on them. The install was pretty easy, but definitely some wiring you have to do in order to get them to work. Not sure how they look off. They just look like pretty much a normal fog light, but I'll go ahead and take some stills with on and off and show you those too. So alright everybody, thank you.
on his ass, keep a hustler heated. Weed is engaging the pavement. Rubber escorts like I'm seeking arrangement. Push the gas, escalate the gauges, escalate hits on a cam girl's page.